Hey guys, on this episode, we're going to show you step by step how to install this high lifter snorkel kit on my RZR 900. So stay tuned. So in the kit here, as you can see, there's various pieces of PVC. They're short pieces. These are all 3-inch. There are longer pieces. We have an assortment of 90s. We have some heat tape over here. Of course, we have the high lifter plate, which is gonna be nice, where all the snorkels are gonna come out, the 3 snorkels. And let's just go through the steps. So the first thing we're gonna do is disassemble this. Because my spare tire holder comes down like this, I'm gonna have to notch out this part of the bracket in order for this to sit on here nicely and then be able to have the back side of that clamp still sit on here. So I'm gonna mark this out. Okay, we're gonna cut that out. Okay, so the next step, what we have to do is take off this plastic cover that's over the Airbox here in between. So we're gonna take our T40 bit, and we're gonna take these out. There's 4 on this back side here, and I think there's 5 on the other side. So after we took off the plastic shroud off the air intake, I kind of was under the impression that the side vents on the RZR over here were actually where the intakes were for the air and or the exhaust or for the transmission. But apparently they're even lower because the actual air intake is all the way down here and the transmission is down there. So when you think you have enough clearance because you see the vents on the outside all the way up here thinking that you're good, you're really not. If you're going in deep water, yeah, not so good. So it's a good thing we're putting snorkels on this. So the next step is you want to take your Airbox out so we can plug. There's a breather hole on the bottom that we're going to plug up. So this is 1/2 inch. You have 2 1/2-inch bolts right here to take out. So we're going to zip these out quick. Then we're gonna release these clamps on this side here. There's 7/16 bolt on this side, and there's a 5/16 clamp, hose clamp on that side that we're gonna loosen up. This side's going away. So to seal the Airbox, we're going to open it up. We have to take out our filter. Take it out a little bit. We're going to take out this rubber piece right in the bottom. Pull that right out. Whoops. Then the kit came with 1/2-inch bolt with a rubber washer, or a washer with rubber on the back side of it. Stick that in. Put a little bit of silicone on the inside here. Dab it on just a little excessively, but hey, gotta keep it watertight. Let's stick that side in. Get our washer on this side, rubber on toward the box. Again, let me get a little silicone on this first. And then our nut. And we'll just tighten that up. So tighten this up, 3/4 inch wrench and a ratchet here. We'll tighten this right up. Okay. We're gonna take off this access panel right here. That normally you would check your oil and change your oil filter in here. And this is our clutch exhaust right here. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take our 5/16 and take off this pipe clamp on the back side. Loosen it up. And we're gonna pull it through. We're gonna get this metal piece off here. Then we're gonna cut this ear clean off so we can fit our pipe clamp on. Make sure you have a sharp blade for this. I don't know if I do. To make it sound so easy, just cut right off.
Just don't cut into the...
Yeah, exactly. Okay. I don't know if it's clean off, but...
It's off.
Alright, we're going to take our piece of pipe that came with our kit. Somehow this is going to fit inside here. All right. Perfect. So right now we're just going to dry fit this and we'll fit it. Okay, so we're gonna finally make some cuts in here, and what you want to do is line up one of the 90s right in the center of this access hole, right tight against this back side. And once you have that, we're gonna mark it, and then we're gonna cut it out with a hole saw. We're gonna end up cutting out a little bit of this access panel right here in order for the pipe to come right through. So let's cut. Cool deal. So This is a silicone adapter that's gonna go on Airbox. And then after that, it's gonna go to this enlarger. So this is gonna sit like this inside our Airbox, or outside our Airbox. What we're gonna do is we're gonna glue this to our short pipe that we have right here. Make sure it gets all the way in. Okay. Then we're gonna glue on this 90. Put a little bit extra glue on there, make sure it slides on there nicely. There you go. Have them touch it nicely. Perfect. They tell you on the instructions to measure down exactly from this point 6 inches, and you want to be right dead center of this. So I'm going to measure down 6 inches first. I'm going to do the same thing over here. And we're going to try to center this as best we can because it's kind of weirdly shaped. We're going to drill out those 2 spots. Our clutch intake right here. So what we're going to do is underneath here, there's a pipe clamp that we're going to loosen up. Okay, I'm going to come back up here. See if it pulls right out. All right. Okay, so you're gonna take one of their pipes that they give you, and we're gonna slide it right into our intake down below. Now, I'm gonna actually glue this in right now because it'll be okay, and then we'll pipe clamp it. So let me just add a little glue to this. Hold on to the other side. Slide in just like that. And I'll tighten up the pipe clamp down here again. Okay, so I made a couple of marks on how this actually sat together with the 90. So this was pushed up a little further. That's my mark straight. This is my mark here, my mark straight from my angle on this. So we're gonna pull this apart. And they actually say to glue this into this plastic. So we're gonna glue it and we're gonna clamp it as well. So pop this glue on first. Put a good amount on there so it actually slides on a little easier. Actually put a little bit on this side too. This makes it a little easier for it to slide on and sit. Gives you a little extra time to adjust as well. Okay. All right, that's perfect there. Then we're gonna get our clamp. All right, so we're gonna tighten up our pipe clamp. A little added protection with the glue that's on there as well.
Don't glue your fingers to it.
Oh, my fingers are stuck now. Yeah? All right. Then we're gonna take that sweep. Gonna line up our mark we have right here to our mark right here. And I'm only gonna push it on right to my mark where I had it set. It's gonna leave a little play on the inside, but that's where it's gonna end up sitting exactly where we want it to be. So go just like that. We'll just let that sit for a second and set, and we'll slide it back in. So after we have this glued, what you want to do is they give you some heat tape. And what we're going to do is we're going to wrap the heat tape around this new PVC that we've put in. Everything is going to be exposed on the inside next to the motor. So it's going to be pretty much most of it, maybe like half of this 90 and going down. So we'll put that on. Slide our Airbox back on. We'll keep this one loose a little bit so we can still rotate this a little bit and get it to fit exactly where we want to, and then we can still have access to this to tighten that up at the end. So we're going to take our one piece of pipe here that's kind of like our riser. We're going to glue it to our 90 right here. And this part's going to stick out a little bit once we get that cover back on. So we're going to slide this all the way down. Just like that. And we still have this angle to play with a little bit to make sure it sits up and down. So now we'll get our plastic on top, see how it all lays out. And then we'll be able to sit our 90s on just like this and bring it right over to the center where we want it to be. One pipe and our other pipe. Open up this hood, and underneath we have the coolant overflow. And on this cap, we have a little tiny hole right here. And on the kit, they give us a little bit of pipe to come out so we can actually go up in the cage just to raise this up so no water gets inside our coolant. So let me show you on the workbench what we're going to do to make this work. So right here's our cap with our little hole. And what we're going to do is we're going to drill this out with a 7/16 drill bit. We're going to tap it, and then we're going to screw this little adapter in, and then we'll have some hose coming off of this going up, and I'll show you that in a second. So we're gonna put in a little silicone on the threads here, just so it stays watertight, just to be extra cautious. All right, so I have to push up on this a little bit. Okay. All right, so we're going to send down our extended line down right along here. So now we're going to put one of these bellows on the end of our vent line for the front diff. The front diff line on this RZR 900 is right, I don't know if you could see it, right over here underneath this wire loom. So I'm going to take my side cutters and see if I can get down over there and cut it loose. Okay, it's loose. There we go. So we're going to stuff this. Okay, now that we have that on,
You're welcome.
we'll hopefully not have that as much problems on this side over here. Oh no, that's way easier. That's the way it should be. Okay. So now we're just gonna get a tie wrap, pick a spot over here, maybe on this wire loom or something, and just tie wrap it right there so it stays right there. So for the rear diff that we have to hook up that vent line, all the way, I don't know if you can see back here, this top hose is right here, is actually attached to the frame. And once you pull that out, you have a little cap on the end like that actually plugged into the frame. And then we're gonna cut this tie wrap off. Don't need that. Now we'll slide the bellow. There we go. Nice and easy like that. That's how it should be. All right. Now this one we have to keep away from, it's going to get hot here on this side of the engine. So we're going to kind of put it back in the area where it was before. And just going to have it stay over there. I'm going to put one more tie wrap around this, how it was before with the other vent. The last line to take care of is the gas vent line. And where that actually is inside this little support on the side. There's this hose right here with a little attachment. You have to pop that out, and here it is. So we're gonna either pull this out or cut it out. And then there's a tie wrap that was up above inside there that I actually got rid of. I cut out already. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna route this back that way. So then we can extend this hose with a little bit. They give us like 2 feet worth of hose, and I'll show you what we're doing with that up above. Okay, so here's our fuel line now, the vent line. And we're gonna cut this end piece off right now. All right, we have this little coupler to put in here. I'm gonna put a little help in there. Help get this on. Once that side's on, put a little more on here. We'll get our hose. We'll pop this on.
Your hands are blocking that view.
Sorry. Just like that. There's our extension. So once we get the snorkel bracket on here, what's going to happen is we're going to drill a hole through somewhere around this area, just big enough for this hose to come up through. And then this hose is going to come up and into that bracket up above. Okay, guys. So our next step is to mount this bracket on the back that is going to hold our snorkels in place, the 3 snorkels. Now, as you can see, we decided to paint it up a little bit. So we went with the Razor Red, the Polaris Razor Red. It's a nice little offset for that. And then we also painted, this will be the top part of the snorkel that will be facing back. So we have a little bit of red accent on that as well. Again, same color as the accent on the Razor. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over, we're gonna set this on. Now that is nice.
Man.
There it is. I like that. I'm glad we painted it.
Somebody had a good idea.
That was my idea. Thank you very much. I said to paint that red. You said to paint.
Yes, I said to paint red. Yes.
You said those red. I said that red.
And then, see, that gave you the idea, though. The
Whatever.
inspiration.
Whatever. What?
C&J Mudco.
So we have to slide these U-bolts in. So we can hold on to our spare tire carrier. Slight modification. What we had to do because of the spare tire carrier is this style. I can't really see. Can you get that one in? I can't really see from here. He's just sitting there watching and laughing.
Pretty
That's all
much.
you're doing.
Yeah, a little more to the left. A little more to the left.
You can't even get in. You're looking right at it.
There it
you
is.
go.
Okay.
So we're going to take our 2 elbows and we're going to glue a couple straight pieces from the kit on them. Make sure you push all the way down. So here's our glued straight piece along with our suite that we put on there. I stuck this one in here just to mock it up right now to get it right in the spot where we want it to be coming up and down. And here's our 90 coming up from our existing riser that we have built so far. So what I'm trying to do is right now just angle this 90 exactly so it's going to line up with this angle because there is a slight turn this way as opposed to being exactly straight. And as soon as I have that lined up where I want it, I'm gonna put a little mark on the pipe that then lines up with the pipe underneath, which I'll have to just transfer down below. And we'll glue that together. Once we have that glued, we're gonna measure this, because for whatever reason in this kit, this pipe right here is a little bit too long. In order to make this nice and straight up and down, we have to cut off probably about 1 inch of this pipe here. So we're gonna cut that pipe, glue this on, make sure we maintain our angle on this sweep or on this elbow here, and get it all together. Okay, so we're gonna glue on our final riser onto our, I guess, our finished end of our riser. So, put this on. We're just gonna do that for 2 of these right now. So I'm looking to have these risers because of the spare tire holder. My risers, this part right here on my elbow has to pretty much sit right on the plate. So what I'm gonna do right now is just measure down. This is the height where we want this pipe to be at right now. We're gonna measure down. I'm gonna make a little mark here. And that's where we're gonna cut that. We'll measure that one too, cut that one as well, and then we'll slide them right in. So we're gonna take some glue, try to go around this grout nicely and get the glue on this elbow, in this elbow. Good amount. I'm gonna slide this in facing this way, not the way we're gonna keep it.
Does it not
That's
fit?
some grout, man. Are you serious?
It really is. Holy crap.
I think it's just gotta get past the glue, maybe? And we're gonna turn it just on an angle so it misses my spare tire holder right there. And make sure it stays all the way up, just like that. Should be good. Like so, one riser done. All right, so we're gonna take, boy, the other one here. I'm gonna glue this up pretty good. And we're gonna take our piece here. Line it up there. The center pipe here is kind of dry fit, at least up to this point here. So I'm gonna make a couple marks on here, same as before, so I can glue it together and I know how everything's gonna line up. So we'll glue this last sweep onto this last piece of pipe. Get that in all the way. And then we're gonna measure same way, just sitting on top here. This is exciting, the last piece of the puzzle. Oh, I dropped the glue stick. That would suck.
It'd be a bad day.
That's ridiculous.
It's a good snug fit. You might want to rotate.
I am gonna rotate it before I get too low.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that too. Can you stay in the back and make sure it's completely even with that spare tire holder?
It's pretty darn close. Can you get that way a touch Not much. Like okay, hold on. Yeah, that looks pretty darn good right there.
So it's gonna drill for that gas vent line right now. And that does it. Put a couple tie wraps on this. So guys, I know I promised that the next video was gonna show these tires, and I guess here's my promise. Here they are again. But these are gonna be going on next time, and I'm really excited about it because next time I go riding, I really wanna see how they're gonna do in the mud, especially against the 450 Sportsman. Hopefully it'll do better than that.
Ooh, shots fired.
And on top of that, I'm really excited about this too. This is RT Pro. This is a 2-inch lift kit that we're gonna put on this RZR as well. So with the 2-inch lift kit and these tires on here, with the snorkels that we just got on there, I feel like we can go anywhere now. So stay tuned. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and we're on our way to 1,000 subscribers. Thank you.